Aloha, guys. I've got a want to just share with you some information that's been coming through the last day or two concerning Hannah Kobayashi. Hannah is still missing. We're still looking for her. She's still out there somewhere, and we just need to find the right person who has seen her or has heard something that can help police find her. However, the other day, some information came out through actually the LAPD's police commissioner well, they had a meeting, and during this meeting, some comments were made regarding her disappearance and whether or not she intended to miss her flight or not. And some of these comments, especially since they're coming straight from the police department, commission, it leaves people with between you and me, I'm wondering how official they were because a lot of what was shared was not necessarily factual. Okay, I think a lot of it may have been shared with one person who went out and shared this out and was pulling information from all sorts of places in their head. I'm going to share with you in a second. Sydney Kobayashi, Hannah's sister, and their mother have left a message about what happened here. And I found it interesting myself that they came out, okay, LAPD came out with this, and yet there's been so little other information come out. Okay, for example, we've heard about how she was with a man at another time. However, we've seen no video of this man, pictures of this man. And this is what LAPD is telling us. So, of course, in the back of our heads, we're like, wait, are they looking for information about this person? Do they know who they are? Are they not sharing it because they don't want to put her in danger? That's possible. That's very possible. If this person has been cleared, it'd be nice for people to know that. Okay, because all these things do come into play. However, I think when they came out, okay, this person on the commission came out and said, oh, well, police have decided that she intentionally did not, okay, make her plane connection. And that opened up a lot of concerns on a lot of different levels. Okay. We're hearing this, but we're not getting other information to help give us an idea of what it is that's going on. And you guys know me. I'm the type of person that, you know what, police do a dang good job. And I still believe LAPD is trying really hard to work on this case. Um, However, they've been very quiet, and we are not owed the information as the public. We are not owed the information unless they need our help for something. But on the other hand, if you're going to share out certain information, especially something like, oh, she did not intentionally, okay, make that a next connection, what ends up happening is a lot of times it gets lumped in many people's mindset, in most psyches, a lot of people's psyches, that it's kind of like a runaway. Okay. And we know how frustrating it is when we hear the term runaway being used with the missing. Okay. People lumping people in, oh, yeah, they're a runaway. So people don't take those disappearances as serious. They lump in runaway, mental health conditions, all these things into this area that does not seem to get the focus as much. And that's worrisome for any family. Okay, especially when there's so little other stuff coming out. We can see that frustration. Now, it looks like, and I'm going to share actually right here, and we're going to go over the statement from Hannah's mom and sister. They've even got some concerns. Now they do believe that the police are doing everything they can. But some of what came out, this is why, in all honesty, they have spokespeople through the police. Go through that because what's happened here is it's opened up a whole can of worms that honestly is potentially, I don't want to say making light of Hannah's disappearance, but it is in the same way that people throw out the runaway term. Okay, it makes that because guess what? I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know if she intentionally missed it or not. I don't know. I don't know her enough to know whether she would have or whether she wouldn't have or anything like that, but I can tell you this. She's still in danger. At no time has the danger for her lessened. If anything, it's gotten worse over time because so many other things have happened that make you think if she was kind of doing this on her own, going off grid and stuff like that. I mean, between her father passing away, between knowing that she's now on the news and stuff like that, and we're not hearing anything, it's even scarier. And it even points out that there could be even more danger going on there. And this is the time that we need more people looking at her case, not more people thinking, oh, well, it's a runaway, don't worry about it type thing. And all. So let me switch real quickly over here to you guys, show you guys the statement. So this came from Sydney. Sydney Kobayashi is Hannah's sister. So it's a statement from her and Hannah's mom. We are devastated by Hannah's disappearance and now my father Ryan's passing. It is completely out of character for Hannah to simply disappear without a trace. We remain deeply concerned about Hannah's safety, her well being, and her current state of mind. Hannah, if you happen to see this, know that we are not going to give up or stop searching until we find you. We know that this is something you would never do on your own accord unless you felt some type of threat or you were unwell. We know how much you love all of us and we love you deeply. We are doing everything in our power to locate Hannah. Based on information, surveillance footage reviewed, and information shared with us, these are the facts known to my mother and I. 1. It does not appear that Hannah intentionally missed her flight. Now, this is the part that we've got commission saying one thing and family saying another thing. Again, in my eyes, it doesn't matter. She's in danger now. Okay. A person could honestly disappear, okay, make an intentional decision to even run away and still be put in danger if no honesty, gang, and even more danger many times in that situation. Sorry, back to this. Whoopsie, sorry, my computer just gave okay there. My mother and I were unaware about the alleged findings presented at the LAPD, well, the Los Angeles Police Commission meeting until multiple videos of the meeting were sent to us by multiple citizens. That's an issue, guys. Okay, we as the public are not owed this information. We are not owed this information. The family is. And if the family is not hearing this information and they're getting it for second, third, fourth, okay, person, it becomes a problem, especially when a loved one is missing. You are putting all your hopes, okay, and all your belief in law enforcement at that time. Okay, and law enforcement, I think they've been doing a great job trying to look into this. Okay, just because they've done a great job doesn't mean there aren't going to be mistakes. This is a mistake in my mind. That communication with the family is important for believing, okay, and trust, building that trust, especially in a case like right now where the Kobayashi family is dealing with so many different things right now. Okay, police, law enforcement, the commission, all that, they understand what's all going on. And that communication is even more important, in my eyes at least. Um, these alleged findings have yet to be relayed to my mother and I directly from the chief of the LAPD or any detective involved in Hannah's case. My mother and I would later learn that the police commission is a 5-member committee made up of 5 civilians, not even law enforcement, who are not directly involved in Hannah's missing persons case. So that becomes a huge issue right there. Okay, commissions are important. They're the ones, okay, they're reporting, they're keeping this connection between public and all that, and having responsibility as law enforcement and all that to the community. However, is the commission truly speaking for the police at that point? Or are these their own personal civilian thoughts going on? Who is it who's talking to them about these things? And why is it being discussed to them but not the family? For example, I have no problem with it being discussed with them. Don't get me wrong. But why is the family not being given that level of discussion either? Okay, and we don't know everything. Maybe it was done or something, and between everything going, it came across wrong or something. I don't know. But looking at what we're seeing here, it looks as if the family has not heard any of this that's coming across now. And it becomes even more problematic with this next bullet point. Okay. Specific facts contained in that report were inaccurate. Hannah's age. Hannah is 30, not 23. The commission, the person who was speaking, said she was 23. That's a big difference. This is one reason why we also, when we release things to the public, we go through publicity, PR, public relations. Okay. In a way, I hate to say it, this type of mistake also hurts trust between family. And I'm not saying it's done this in this case. I'm just saying as a normal person, if I had a group that was talking about my loved one, and I've done this before where I talk about someone's loved one and I make a mistake. One of the first things I try to do when I talk about someone is contact the family and say, please let me know if I get anything wrong. Okay, I owe you that level of respect. And that's this it's almost a disrespect without trying to, they're not trying to be disrespectful. I get that. But it can come across that way, especially when it's compounded on top of each other. Also, Hannah was reported missing to law enforcement on November 11th, not the 13th, as stated by the chief of the LAPD. So I don't know if this is a type of case where public relations needs to be speaking up. Okay, right now we're not getting much information from, okay, about this case from anyone in law enforcement. Very little information. In fact, if you watch any news stories, whether it be from LA channels or Hawaii channels right now, not to mention other national channels, over and over you hear the same comment. We've reached out to LAPD and they have not gotten back to us yet. I've noticed that as a pattern. And yet this stuff comes out and it's filled with mistakes and errors. Specific facts contained in that report were inaccurate. Okay, I went through that. The lack of communication surrounding some important details has left us feeling excluded from potentially crucial developments. However, we do remain hopeful and optimistic that LAPD is doing everything in their power to assist us in locating Hannah. I agree with. I think they are trying everything. I really do think they're trying to do everything. But I can also understand why the family would be worried about this. Okay, if what they are hearing, if they're not being given this information privately, because again, they're owed this information, we are not. And yet this stuff is coming out publicly and it's incorrect to begin with. It makes, in all honesty, guys, it can make anyone wonder, wait, are they doing, their heart may be in the right place, but are they doing the right job? You could have your heart in the best place in the world, but that does not mean you're doing the best job that you can. And I believe they are doing the best job they can. But these little things pull in questions. When my mother and I learned of Hannah's last confirmed sighting, we shared it publicly. We did so because our priority is to bring Hannah home safely. My mother and I have remained transparent from the onset of this case, and we will continue to be transparent. And that's true. They have been very transparent. They have the Facebook group and they state exactly what it is that they have to share. It's not a place for all the other speculation and stuff like that. Yes, that's going to go on. I've said that before. But it's for the specifics. Okay, it'd be nice to get some updates, but it shouldn't always be coming down to the family to give us those updates. Okay. We have to trust the police, but the police have to be open to some degree too. And I personally would appreciate if they would do a press conference. This case has gotten to the point where there are so many people wondering about what's going on. And you know what? Publicity is good because it keeps her face out there. And that's good. We need her face out there. I wish they would do a press conference as LAPD. Tell us what the status is in the same way that so many other law enforcement, okay, community, PDs, all that do this. While we continue our search for Hannah widely, we will be focusing in Southern California. I know there's been some discussion about Redwoods area going up north, things like that. This is giving you an idea of what they as a family are believing. We don't know what the police feel, but we do know what the family, and the family right now has the one and only main priority, which is finding Hannah. All that matters. Okay. Find Hannah. If there's an issue involving justice later, we need to make sure we keep everything all I's dotted, T's crossed, and all that for justice. But right now, we need to find her. Um, Specifically LAPD, Long Beach, and all regions of San Diego. So now, guys, if you're in those areas, LA, Long Beach, San Diego, we could use your help. Please contact the family through the Facebook group, or okay, go to the Facebook group. They've got okay groups over there to be able to connect in with for searches. Okay, they need those people. We extend our deepest gratitude to everyone who continues to hold our family in their prayers and to those positively contributing to our search efforts. Thank you to those continuing to demonstrate grace. We truly are suffering beyond measure with love and gratitude. And she does sign it, Sydney Kobayashi. Um, Guys, I wanted to cover this mainly because, yes, first of all, Hannah needs to stay in the public eye right now, plain and simple. Secondly, the fears that they have as a family, from what I've seen. I mean, Hawaii News Now did an article and a news story, and in it they talk about the fears. Okay, the Kobayashi family. This from Hawaii News Now. Kobayashi family. The public announcement caught them off guard. They should have been given a heads up. We're going to be talking about her today, type of thing. Okay, quote, the way that it kind of seems to state it, she went out and was about to do her own thing, said her sister, Sydney. She fears the new information might discourage people from searching for her. That is a very, very real concern. To those of us who tried to advocate and bring awareness to the missing, we know, unfortunately, how many people will equate someone voluntarily going missing, whether it's a runaway, okay, missing because of a mental health reason, whatever it is. We see that equating with, well, it's their choice. We don't need to worry about it anymore. Not realizing that I can make the decision, guys, to go to the beach and while I'm in the beach, I might end up having someone come up and grab me. Okay, but unfortunately, the day before, I may have made a comment to a friend that, oh, I'm just so stressed. I don't want to deal with things. And that changes the outlook of everything. Okay, one plus one does equal two, but sometimes it can equal other things. And no matter what, even if a person were to, of their own, okay, energy and ability and all that, decide to miss a connection or something like that, does not mean that someone did not have malicious thoughts later on in regards to her. Again, we were told that she was with a man, and okay, the thought process there, not the greatest thing, yet no description of this man. I mean, no request of, hey, if anyone knows this person, they are not a suspect, but we'd like to interview them. Those are the normal things we hear all the time, but we haven't heard that in this case. At the same point, that leaves you thinking, well, are they still looking for that person? It leaves you with just a couple possibilities. Number one, acknowledging that person could put her in more danger, which is a very big possibility. Number two, okay, they've met with this person and now that's not even an issue anymore. Well, if that's the issue, they need to come out as police department and say, we no longer are okay looking at this person. They've been identified and they've been interviewed, whatever they need to say. And or the third thing is that they're not going to tell us anything, which kind of leaves us where we are right now. Speculation, 150%. Sharing information can be good unless it's going to put her in danger. And that's where I'll always step up and say, PD knows a lot more. Police departments, law enforcement know a lot more than we know. And there could be reasons behind them not releasing information. But in the same breath, they need to talk with family. Now, I get it in the same part. Okay, sometimes people are like, well, they can't talk to family if family are going to share things out publicly. You know what? I can guarantee you this. If that's the situation here, guys, if they approach family, and this is speculation also, but I really feel it's probably right on. And they went to family and said, okay, this is what we're looking at right now, but we do not want to share this because if we share this, we run a super high chance that we're going to put her life in danger. You think the family is going to go out there and share information that could put her in further danger? No. Okay, I know it's a possibility. I get that. And I've seen in cases where people have done that. And that's why police will say a lot of times to families, don't talk to social media people, don't do this, don't do that, because they are scared of that stuff. But every day that goes by is another day that Hannah's out there alone. Hannah's out there potentially in danger. Every day is another day that this family has to keep coming up with these horrible nightmare situations in their head over what happened with her. Where she is right now. Is she eating? Is she getting something to drink? Is she in pain? Is she all those things? No family should be getting this type of information from watching the news. No family should be getting this type of information by opening up their messenger and saying, what? She's not 23. What do you mean about that? No one's ever said that to us. That's the issue here. And it's a very, very real thing when they say they're scared that people are going to stop searching for her if they think she went out on her own volition. That's a very, very real thing. So, um, it's communicating with the family. As Sydney said to Hawaii's News Now, to hear that and not have it run by our family first, that's one thing. But to get her age wrong after that, it's very discouraging. Okay, I don't want to bash LAPD. Neither do I. Neither do I. I've seen them do some wonderful work in the past. Okay. Um, but I don't want to discredit them if they are doing what they are doing. But at the same time, it makes us very confused as to where they are at. Okay. With my father's passing, with it being everywhere in her right sense, and that's her thought. The thought that, okay, she chose to leave and she chose all these things and stuff like that as possibilities. Again, there's speculation, guys. But as she said, Cindy said she continues to believe Hannah is in danger. One reason is because even if she decided to go off the grid, Hannah would have reached out after her father, who spent 13 days looking for her in LA, okay, passed away. She would have contacted. Now, there's always a possibility she didn't see the messages or something like that. But you look at and weigh the potentials. that screams to a family that something is wrong. Trust family. Family know their loved ones. They understand mental health things happen. Okay, and they're there and they're willing to keep you see that in their comment. They're willing to keep all those things open, but they are putting all their faith in a police department. They are trusting that police department is doing everything in their power, but having that loss of communication can affect. So anyhow, we will be covering her case more. I will let you know if I hear anything else new, okay, occur. Please keep an eye out on the community tab. But I did want to share this with all of you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Just FYI, if you didn't figure this out, this was not live. It was recorded. Something I don't normally do, but I wanted to get it out to all you guys. Anyhow, aloha, mahalo, and I will see you soon. Goodbye, guys.